I think I downloaded the wrong Scooby-Doo. Slam, right through the window. Buffy the Vampire Slayer gets dragged by a ghost. Oh wait, it's Daphne. Mystery Inc. is in business. The team plans to catch the ghost, and everyone is involved, even Scooby-Doo, who's hiding in the barrel. His tail sticks out so the ghost flames it. Ouch, hot dog. Shaggy schools Scooby without realizing the ghost is right behind. Classic Shaggy. Don't worry boys, Velma's here to save the party again. She spills the oil, Fred vapors the ghost, but everything goes wrong. Fred gets caught, and Velma hangs upside down. As usual, Shaggy and Scooby are those getting the biggest challenge, passing the obstacle course on a skateboard with flying colors. Wonder what this factory makes. Oh, Barbie toys, of course. Suddenly, they stumble into the ghost, throwing it into a box of Barbies. The mystery machine rolls in with Pamela Anderson as a driver. For all the youngins watching, Pamela was the source of a lot of entertainment back in the day. Fans come out, the press, groupies take Fred's autographs. Typical. But Velma, tell me guys, when did Velma turn from a nerdy comic girl into a hot icon? Modern trends, I guess. But I was loyal to her from the very beginning. Turns out the ghost was some old creep who stalked Pamela, got rejected, and became a criminal. Relatable. The team has some debriefing. Velma's furious that Fred took all the fame to himself while it was her plan to catch the ghost. The plan that didn't even work. Shaggy tries to reason with everyone, but Velma is furious and decides to quit. Daphne too. And then Fred. Scooby asks if he should quit too. Nah, you're the reason this movie exists. Screw these supports. 2 years pass and Scooby with Shaggy do what they're best at. Get toasted. Hamburgers, I mean. Suddenly, a courier rolls over. He has a letter from Mr. Mondevarius, who invited the boys to his new amusement park, Spooky Island. He wants Shaggy and Scooby to solve a mystery, but they're out of business. 10 G's doesn't convince Shaggy, and neither does free airfare, but all-inclusive service does. All you can eat, but drinks not included. Bummer. Turns out Fred, Daphne, and Velma are invited too. The team gathers on board, not so happy to see each other, but 10K is 10K. Scooby wears a dress pretending he's a woman because dogs are not allowed. A hot woman, I should say. Don't be envious, Daphne. You had your 15 minutes of fame in Buffy. On the flight, Shaggy falls in love at first sight with a cute blonde. She sits beside him, and Shaggy asks Scooby to give him some privacy. Understandable. I mean, I've seen movies where people love each other and even the dogs participate, but I guess this isn't that kind of movie. The girl loves Scooby snacks for dogs. So does Shaggy. Weirdos found each other. The girl's name is Mary Jane, and Shaggy loves that name too. Oh, so relatable. Scooby takes a spot near Fred, but smells a cat. Problems are incoming. He barks at it, then chases it, then eats it. Almost, I hope. Anyways, we're now at Spooky Island, heaven for teenagers as they call it. Emil Mondevarius greets Mystery Inc. personally. Their job here will be to solve the mystery of Spooky Island. Teens coming to the island look pretty regular. Drunk, happy, brainless, while those leaving the island are the opposite. Sober, grave, brainless. Also, severely powerful. The team splits up and begins the investigation. Velma starts by visiting the locals performing a sort of entertaining show which appears more like a cult meeting. Some viewers even sing like zombies. The cult leader, Ngu Tuwana, comes out and throws a speech about sacred creatures living on the island until 10 years ago, when Mondevarius took over the island with his amusement park. Now the spirits are furious and plot revenge. Whoa, Mondevarius, you have a coup being planned here. Deal with this problem like our ancestors did. Decapitate the leader and throw the most furious revolutionists in a fire pit. I'm just saying. Ngu tries to frighten Velma, but the smart hot girl realizes those spirits are nothing but a holographic show. Meanwhile, Scooby-Doo gets a call from a mysterious eerie guy who invites him to a dark part of the forest, where no one can see him so he can enjoy a bag of hamburgers. Deal. If only someone called me with such an offer. The only deals I get are from Indian crypto specialists. They're always asking for my credit card number. Hopefully this time I win big. Diamond hands. Anyway, Daphne visits Voodoo Maestro, who performs some deep fried chicken ritual, my favorite. Daphne asks the fellow about the island curse, and he points to the Spooky Island castle, saying, don't even think about going there. That sounds like an invitation to me. I'm a nonconformist. So is Daphne apparently. Scooby finds the bag of hamburgers and some demon-like creature sneaks behind him. Watch out, Scooby. Doggy climbs the tree, making it bend, then falls from it, sending the demon up in the sky. Classic cartoon physics. Terrified, Scooby runs back to Shaggy, and Daphne invites them into the castle. I would go to any dark place with Daphne. Just don't tell Velma. Oh, turns out Velma's here too. And Fred. Yay, teamwork. And they split up again. Looking for trouble, I guess. Scooby and Shaggy find a medieval feast. Daphne a closed door she tries to open, and Fred swears he's bricked up for Velma too. Not only Daphne. Come on girls, stop fighting for Fred. The guy is obviously hiding deep in the closet. Talking about closets, there's a little guy watching you guys. Looks like it might be Hasbullah. He pulls some arm and the whole castle wakes up. Daphne gets rolled over by an old roller coaster. Fred and Velma almost get chopped to Caesar salad, while Scooby and Shaggy get strangled by juicy German sausages. My favorites. The sausages are made of plastic. Food of the future offered by our savior Bill Gates. Two giant axes approach Velma with Fred while they're trying to find a secret passage. Fred gets punched in the operating room, turning off the living castle. Right on time, the team almost got juiced. Fred and Velma investigate the operating room. They turn on some cringe tutorial for those who have no social skills. Relatable. Velma realizes it's a brainwashing facility. The Kardashian family is filmed here? Meanwhile, Daphne finds an altar. She approaches and touches a pyramid. It opens, revealing ancient paintings of spirits and rituals. And she immediately grabs it. Wow, this girl should be a kleptomaniac. A cage surrounding the altar closes, but Daphne escapes at the last second. Just like I do when I sneak a pack of chips from the supermarket. Hey, don't judge me. It's all about the adrenaline rush. Shaggy and Scooby find the pavilion where the Kardashian family is filmed and starts a burping contest. After 15 minutes of the fantastic show, Daphne finally rolls in and stops it. It was the longest and cringiest 15 minutes of cinematography I've ever seen, and I loved every moment of it. Just kidding. Tired of the show just like I am, Hasbulla turns on the alarm. A bunch of wrestling muchachos enter the scene, but the mystery team fools them and escapes the castle. The team meets Mondavarius in a hotel and shares the news. They have 3 suspects, Voodoo Guy, and Goo Goo Guy, and Mondavarius himself. Come on, it's Mr. Bean. He can't play a villain. Or can he? The team splits up again because that's when trouble begins. And we haven't seen trouble for 5 minutes. Velma studies the pyramid relic they found. A random guy rolls to Velma, asking her about the relic, hitting from a distance. And Goo Goo is here too, eavesdropping. Velma becomes nostalgic for the good old days when the team didn't hate each other. And they had Scrappy-Doo, the annoying one. What is this? A product of Scooby's shameful youth? Sorry, I'm not so much into the lore, only into Velma, though I think he's actually Scooby's cousin. Turns out Scrappy had a gland disorder, so technically he's not even a puppy. Hasbulla, the dog? Long story short, Scrappy got kicked out of the team because of his temperament. Velma and her new friend got dozed while Scooby sees the demon again. Fred tries to calm the audience, saying there's no such thing as demons. So the offended demon breaks into the scene. It catches Fred and knocks him out with his horrible breath smell. Reminds me of your mother. Ha, got him. Velma's too drunk to be scared. Been there. She tries to get the monster's mask off. Come on, he's required by law to wear that. The demon knocks her out too, with another demon joining the party. And Goo Goo almost steals the relic, but Daphne gets it first. Scooby runs away from the demon, finds Shaggy, Mary Jane, and Daphne, and they break out of the hotel together. Demons lose them. After some time, the whole hotel gets captured by the demons. The rest of the team follows the demons at the cage entrance that gets closed. Mary Jane calls the Coast Guards. That send them a unit for help. Or do they? The Coast Guards have an evil laugh. I'm assuming they're with the bad guys. Or they're just nuts. You try spending a year working at the lighthouse. It's morning and Mystery Almost a Team wakes up at the beach. It's a regular day. Teens party and eat salt through their nose. No signs of last night's terrors. Even the hotel is repaired. The team splits up again. They find Fred, but he acts like a typical teenager. Dumb and brainless. Suddenly, they hear roaring, and teens turn into angry zombies chasing Shaggy and Scooby. The boys hide in a barn, find bikes, and roll out, picking up Mary Jane on their way. Meanwhile, a wrestling muchacho catches Daphne and takes her relic. While biking around, Mary Jane gets hit by a branch, revealing to Scooby for a moment she's also a zombie. When they stop, Scooby warns Shaggy about Mary, but Shaggy is a simp and cannot accept the hard truth. The friends confront each other until Scooby falls into some hole. Shaggy follows to save his bud. Shaggy finds an altar with a magic pound where souls are captured. Shaggy picks up Velma, who flies back to her body, throwing the demon out. Poor fella explodes from the sunlight. Then Shaggy releases Fred and Daphne. The latter gets her demon out too. I think this is a metaphor for what happens to you in the morning after a night of mixing toxic substances. Ouch, a mistake happened. Fred got in Daphne's body, and Daphne got into Fred's. Oh yeah. Shaggy meets them and shows the relic he has stolen. The relic makes their souls change bodies again, and again, and again, until they're finally back to their own bodies. Well, at least Fred managed to take a peek at Daphne. Lucky guy. The team finds a voodoo lunatic who gets prepared for the apocalypse. I mean, Darkopolypse ritual. That's what they're calling it. So, those evil creatures use souls as an energy source. The leader needs a purely good soul to complete the ritual. But where will he find it? Certainly not in California. Oh, it's Scooby. If the ritual goes successful, the evil creatures will rule the world for the next 10,000 years. Anyway, the man who brought Scooby-Doo is behind the ritual, and guess who that is? Mondavarius. So he was the bad guy after all. I was so wrong. Or was I? Mondavarius seduces Scooby to become a sacrifice with Scooby snacks. Poor Pop has no choice. Finally, the team realizes they're messing with something much more serious than an old weirdo in a ghost costume. They want to give up on Scooby, but Shaggy does an Andrew Tate motivational speech and the team officially reunites. They get to the cave where evil creatures will suck the soul out of Scooby, setting up the trap. Don't know what they're worried about anyways. My pastor told me dogs have no souls. Something goes wrong and they flip Shaggy instead of flipping the jar of souls. Too late. The ritual begins. Guess you'll have to improvise, like always. The end of the world party gathers, with zombies performing a ritual dance. Velma and Fred try to blend with the crowd but shamefully get caught. The relic gets taken from them and Scooby gets dragged to the sacrificial altar. Shaggy, dressed as one of the guards, tries to get Scooby out, saying sorry to him. It works, but too late. Scooby's soul gets sucked out. Using the relic, Mondavarius absorbs all the souls and almost absorbs Scooby when Shaggy enters the game, knocking down Mondavarius. The soul returns to Scooby and Mr. Bean is broken. Velma realizes it's a mask, gets it off, and guess who that is? Elon Musk. I mean, it's a robot, and guess who operates it? Elon Musk. Nah, just kidding, it's Scrappy-Doo. Using the relic, Scrappy transforms into the monster and chases Scooby. At the same time, Daphne manages to get to the roof, but look who's there. Muchacho Wrestler. Should have paid for your 2 margaritos back in Tijuana. Epic fights begins. Scooby versus Scrappy, Fred versus guards, Daphne versus Wrestler, Velma versus cutout on her dress. I swear it gets bigger and bigger. Mary Jane catches Scooby and Shaggy and gets them to Scrappy. Oh, guess the game is over. Not so fast. Daphne beats the wrestler who falls into the cage, spilling the jar. No, my precious. Oh, I mean the soul's jar. The souls escape and get back to their bodies. The demons appear from the bodies, but the huge sparkling star gets rolled to the scene and sunlights them. That's what I call a proper piñata. Shaggy pierces Scrappy and his soul escapes. Eventually, Scrappy turns back from a monster to Hasbullah. Hooray! Let's celebrate. Fred kisses Daphne. That random dude almost kisses Velma, and Shaggy releases the real Mondavarius out of his cell. Scooby kisses Shaggy, then Mary Jane sneezes at him. We take those. Reporters come, asking Fred how he managed to solve the case, but Fred gives it up to Velma. Enjoy your 15 minutes of fame. Scrappy and Goo Goo, wrestlers, and other bad guys get arrested, and Mystery Inc. is officially back in business. Moral of the story? That was only 1% of Shaggy's power.